Hello and welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Mr. Bhattacharjya, Mr. Shaun, Pollock. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, good.
Good evening. The satisfied look of a man who's finally seen Avengers.
I've finally managed to get a ticket for Avengers. I've managed to see it. No spoilers here, don't worry. But all I want to tell you is, and this is a public interest message, public service announcement.
We're listening all ears.
Even if someone gives you a spoiler, don't worry, don't hate them, don't unfriend them. It doesn't matter because the film is so awesome that you'll still want to go see it and you'll still enjoy it. So if somebody wants to give you a spoiler, you just stand in front of them and say, bring it, brother, bring it, because I'm ready for you. All right, I'm not Thor, so I should just calm down. One of these teams will have to be Thor today and hammer the other team. Which one is it going to be? The Sunrisers Hyderabad or the Rajasthan Royals? Both of them have lost a few of their superheroes. Yes,
Yeah.
Much like the last Avengers movie, Thanos has come and clicked his finger and a lot of the superheroes from both teams have disappeared. For example, Joss Butler, Ben Stokes, Jofra Archer, bye-bye. On Sunrisers Hyderabad, Johnny Bairstow, bye-bye. About to leave is David Warner, so that combination for them at the top. But here's the list. Already left and 2 leaves, so just in case the transport people are watching, they can arrange the cars accordingly for the airport.
But what's really significant about that is, one of the things it tells you is England's white ball improvement. Till 2016, really none of them were doing very much in the IPL. Look at it here now. All these are significant. I mean, Ben Stokes has not had a great season, but look at Archer, Butler, Moeen Ali, Bairstow. All these 4 are really important to their teams. Those 4 are really going to be missed. And, I mean, the moment you come to the other side, Smith and Warner today are, huge losses. I mean, David Warner going away, this SRH side will be a very different side.
Yeah, which one do you, I mean, it's a tough call, but which one do you miss more? They're both playing today, but they probably won't the next game, well, they're leaving tomorrow or in 2 days.
Yeah, I mean,
Smith or Warner?
We saw Rajasthan's name 4 times there, so they're going to really be licking their wounds about all the guys that leave. For me, it's no doubt Warner. I think he's been probably the best batsman in the IPL history, really, of the way he's performed over the years. Look at those facts and figures. Strike rate unbelievable, amount of 50s unbelievable, and he's often played the full.
Look at that 2016 season where they won. He got 9 50s then 17 games, right? Because that's the playoff games as well. Yeah. He's played 10 and he's got 8 already.
Only in 1 year has he batted and got less than 50% of 50s batting. Yeah. And that's an incredible
So 1 every 2. Only once has he got less than 1 every 2 games.
Yeah. So if you see a Gale will get a big 140, 150, get a 170. But he'll go off maybe once every 3-4 innings.
Yeah.
The consistency of Warner is something that is amazing. Also the consistency of his strike rate. He seems to be, and as a cricketer, seems to take less risks, yet get the same strike rate. How does he do that?
Yeah, I think it's got to do with his technique, hasn't it? He's a short guy as well, so he's that pick-up pull and the ability to cut and hit back straight out down the ground. But as you mentioned, there's going to be a risk factor involved in T20 cricket, and you've got to try and minimise that risk to say, when you try and take a risk, try and take a 20% or 30% risk. And with his ability and his technique, he's able to do exactly that. He's potent, he gets off to good starts, and then he doesn't throw it away. There's a real hunger, and I think a responsibility that he takes on his shoulders too. When he gets himself in, he knows he's the key man. He's been involved in the leadership role in that side for a long period, so he doesn't give it away. He wants to be there at the end.
Well, the bad news is that Johnny Bairstow's not there, but the good news is that Manish Pandey came into some form in the last game. And they'll be happy about this, the Sunrisers.
Absolutely, big for them. He is actually, in paper, their most expensive player. See, Manish had this issue, and this is something that we've spoken about for the longest time. Opposition teams will also pick up on that. Manish needs to hit a big shot within the first 6 balls. Yeah. He needs to hit a 4. If he gets that, and he gets that shot off, something in his mind tells him it's his day, and it is.
Interesting.
So anyone who bowls against him, in fact, the rule is, don't bowl him a 4 ball. Don't bowl him a ball in which he can take a risk.
So then I have a question for Shaun. You know this about a batsman. As a bowler, are you keeping your inner fielders sort of in and saying, stop the single? Or are you saying, let me just keep these guys back because I don't have to give him a boundary?
I suppose it all goes down to when he comes in. If it's in that power play, not much you can do. But I think your bowlers that you get on will probably be the ones where you want to have the most control, that aren't going to offer up something for free. But the thing too, I would think, is as a coach, if the other opposition know that that's the strategy, then just have a word with them and say, hey, after 10 balls, if you haven't had a boundary, it's not the end of the world. You can catch up a little bit later. So just calm down a touch. So it's interesting, no Guptill. We talking about coaching. Tom Moody did an interview where he said, Guptill's waiting to go. He can't wait for them to leave, but he's going to have to wait one more game until Warner goes.
Well, Bairstow went away, Guptill didn't get a chance. He's going to drop Warner to the airport himself. He's going to drive him. So give me that bat before you leave. Don't check that in. Well, let's have a look at the Rajasthan Royals side. So there, I'm sure, just like you're telling Manish Pandey that don't worry if in 10 balls you haven't got a boundary, you're telling Ashton Turner that just play 10 balls.
Play one ball.
One at a time.
He needs to play one ball.
Sure, low blow.
4 golden ducks in, 5 ducks, 4 golden ducks. That's a record. By the way, I found out one more thing which I had never found out before. Do you know there's something called a diamond duck?
A diamond duck.
Okay, so you know what a golden duck is?
Yeah.
So duck is you get out on 0. A golden duck out is get a duck on 0 on
first ball.
First ball. What's this thing duck? Diamond duck.
I'll tell you. You get out on a 0 without facing a ball.
Perfect.
Is that it?
Yes, it is.
It was the only option left, really. I'm not that clever.
But isn't it also if you get out the first ball of the match?
No. I think that's a platinum duck.
Wow.
There's a lot of technology.
There's a lot of ducks on this menu.
And this isn't even the joy question time. No?
Yeah, it's not.
He's jumped the gun.
He's just giving them away for free now.
Yeah, he's just.
When you've got so much knowledge, you just give it away for free.
No, but also you should see this lovely message which Ajit Agarkar has, recorded for Ashton Turner with Vikram Sathe, who's this terrific guy. And they've sat there and said that, don't worry, Ashton, it's fine. It happened to me as well. It'll happen to you. And after that, you might even get a test century at Lord's, as Ajit Agarkar did.
You told the story last night as well.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
I loved it so much.
See, we're listening. We're listening even when you're not listening to yourself. We're listening. He's obviously obsessed. And while you were saying duck, all I could think of is Peking duck, hoisin sauce, little pancake.
Hopefully some food waiting when we
Some
finish.
scallions. Yeah, just roll it up nicely.
Getting starving.
And eat it. Oh, just think about it for a
You
second.
guys are
Well, let's just pull the Rajasthan Royals team back again. Liam Livingston, we were talking about that. He's for the Rajasthan team. Again, an opener. Michael Vaughan spoke about it, and Michael Vaughan was vehement. And Michael Vaughan makes points, and he doesn't sort of beat around the bush. Yeah. He said, if you're going to play that guy, you play him as an opener. Otherwise, there's no point playing him. And suddenly, they have a lot of, they already have Rahane and Samson. And Rahane's been doing well as an opener.
Yeah, now Ronnie's back in some nick now too. I think also bowling-wise, they were happy that Thomas went well against KKR, so now they feel comfortable about their bowling unit. That's why they've tried to reinforce things in the middle order there. But Ajinkya, he got 100 last time he played on this ground, and he started to find some good form.
I'm liking this team. It's looking like a well-balanced team.
It does look like a well-balanced team. Probably hasn't got the firepower that we saw when you've got your Butlers there, because he's proper X Factor there. He could maybe even get a gig in the Avengers at some stage. But I'm interested to see how they go. Bhuvi, I think he's had quite a good record against the Jinx.
Yeah.
He's had the Jinx over a Jinx.
He's had the high Jinx over Jinx. We'll show you that record. Bhuvi has got him out a lot of times, 6 times actually, and 4 of them are in the first over.
That's wonderful. When your fast bowler gets you off to a start like that, that's just happy days for your unit, because you realise you've got one and that they're already on the back foot. But that's an impressive little record. Only 75 runs conceded.
But Polly, when you've got a batsman like this, he's your bunny, right?
You don't say anything, but you make sure that the other guys on your team say, "Come on, Polly, let's knock him over again, Polly."
He doesn't know what he's doing against you. He's like a fish out of water, and you just come in and you
just give him nothing. Make him think for as long as possible. Just give him nothing. Yeah. Don't try anything.
Just let him take the risks. But I wanted to, it's very interesting. He has actually found form after he was dropped from captaincy. And I've seen this all over. There are players who, after they're dropped from captaincy, just go off the ball completely. I mean, Shaurav Ganguly being a great example. And then there are guys like him, his game has actually come to the party. So, how do you do it? I mean, how tough is it to come back?
Are you saying, is it the stress going away, or is it the guy's trying to prove a point now because he's been fired?
Yeah, there are guys who in many ways need to just be absorbed in their own game. So, when you go out and you're in the middle and you're fielding, you need to be watching what the deliveries are doing, watching what the batsmen are doing. And at that time, you're starting to calculate your own game plan about what you're going to do when you get to the crease. And I think Ajinkya might be one of those guys who really just likes no noise in the system, just a real focus on what he wants to do. And when he's in that mind space, that's when he plays the best because he's thinking clearly. As captain, you're thinking of so many things. Who should bowl? What end should they come from? Is the guy going to come on now? Should we keep him for later? Field setting, are we moving? It might just have taken out of his routine. I know it sounds odd and you think, well, come on, as an international player, you should be able to adapt. But there's some guys that do it naturally, some guys who think a lot about the game when they're out in the middle, and others who just prefer to just drift through the fielding session and focus on what they want to do. And I think the pressure definitely has helped him coming off. I think also having Steve Smith in that side, you know he's got a good cricket brain, you know he's captained Australia for many years. You might feel like he's over your shoulder, he's watching what you're doing. So here you go. You take the reins and I'll just concentrate on my cricket.
Well, on the other side, that could have happened with Kane Williamson, with David Warner, but the fact is that Williamson has been captain way more internationally than Warner has been. So that way you also know how to optimize that resource. You have Warner there. I have him as the brains trust. I can keep using him. I can use Bhuvi. I can use my senior players. But he's secure enough as a captain. I think that's a great point. Are you secure as a captain? You? Yes, you watching. Because you can be the captain of your own super team on MPL. So make it. There's just the one game today. You know, Saturday usually it's a double party. But today there's just the one game. So choose the game and then go ahead. Get on our leaderboard. Get 400 points. We need you to get 400 points. Somebody give us 400 points today. Do you get 400 points only if there's 2 games? No, you do it game per game, right?
Game by game.
Game by game.
Game by game.
Does it have to be a high-scoring game for you to get 400?
Yeah, it does.
Slightly.
See, the more wickets that are taken and more runs that are scored is better
So
for you.
both have to happen.
Yeah, actually, your ideal game is 250 chased down by 240 with 19 wickets going down. That's your ideal game.
Well, that's going to be like 700 points then.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
I don't think that's going to happen. That can't happen. But anyway, let's see the Sunrisers squad. They, of course, are batting first because Steve Smith has put them in to bat. Changes galore for them. So let's start from the bottom. Sid Kaul coming in for
Sandeep
Sharma. Kane Williamson for Johnny Bairstow. Ridhiman Saha for Yusuf Pathan.
So that's their middle order pick. I don't know whether they'll bat that way though. Given the fact that, Williamson can open as well, Ridhiman might slot down to...
Yeah, you think?
He might slot down even further down. Because if Manish has had a good go at 3 and he's just had a go, you don't want to suddenly change his batting position.
I feel like they may just open with Saha because they've opened with Saha. Punjab has opened with Saha in a final also. What he got a
No, I think Saha is a terrific player. Given the potential he has, he's a terrific player. He delivers as much as he has. He gives you everything out there.
Okay.
So he's very...
What has been... sorry, I just have to interrupt you. One of the greatest mysteries has been his injury. He's been out of international cricket for a year, right? What was the injury? I never seem to read about it specifically what the injury was. Were they just recurring? Were there many? I'm just...
No, there was one and apparently there was a misdiagnosis and it just went on.
Polly, does that happen sometimes? Like you just see a player is just been like one after the other, you get an injury and suddenly you're gone. Like you see now, Ridhiman Saha, first choice wicketkeeper for tests in India. Then it's moved on from there. Parthiv is kept, Dinesh Karthik kept, Rishabh Pant is kept, and now it looks like Rishabh Pant's going to keep that position.
Yeah, it happened in South Africa, didn't it? I think he came home early or didn't go on the tour because I think it was supposed to be a finger injury.
Yeah.
But sometimes, maybe that can happen where a bit of a misdiagnosis of what exactly is wrong, and then you come and you try and play again after like a 4 or 5 week break, and it's the same issue that presents itself. I know it's sometimes happened with my ankle one occasion. It was really sore. They gave me a rest, injections, and you came back and it was the same injury again, and you had to end up going for an operation. So it can happen, and sometimes what happens is you get told you have to go back domestically and perform and have a few games, and while you're doing that, something else arises, so you're out of the game for an extended period. It's only the superstars who you don't hear about, or you do hear about, because they get thrust straight back into action. But when you're on the fringe, you almost got to go prove yourself again.
Bhuvi, of course, has come back well from injury, and Zahir Khan had mentioned this over here once, where he said that Bhuvi needs oiling in the machine. He needs to keep bowling to get better. Right? He needs to keep bowling to get better.
He is, and he's a control bowler. He's a guy who tries to use his skills as best he possibly can. But if you don't feel like you've got the control at that moment in time, then you might not be as effective as you can. I know for myself, I loved playing one-day series and T20 series after Test series, because then you've got so many overs under the belt. You almost don't even have to go to practice. You can just rest, keep the body fresh, go and bowl maybe 4, 5, 10 deliveries at the practice, and you're ready to go. Because you've done that work, your body is well oiled, as Zahir says.
We've also got a little excerpt from Harsha Bhogle, of course, caught up with Bhuvi on Cricbuzz Unplugged. Let's show you a little excerpt of that.
जब हम आपकी बॉलिंग देख रहे थे क्रिकबज़ के स्टूडियो में, ज़हीर भाई थे हमारे साथ, ज़हीर खान थे, उन्होंने आपको देख के कहा कि इस लड़के को और बॉलिंग जितनी बॉलिंग करेगा और वापस आएगा जहां पे था पहले।
नहीं, बिल्कुल, क्योंकि एक बॉलिंग एक ऐसी चीज़ है कि आप जितना करेंगे, एक होता है एक्सपीरियंस आपका जो खेलते खेलते आता है, बट एक बॉलिंग रिदम होता है कि आप जितनी बॉलिंग करेंगे उतना अच्छा रहता है, क्योंकि आप जब बहुत दिनों बाद बॉलिंग करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं जो बॉडी का जो रिदम होता है वो चेंज होता है। स्पेशली मेरे साथ मैं एक ऐसा बॉलर हूँ कि जिसकी टेक्निक बहुत ज़रूरी है खुद की पर्सनली, तो कहीं ना कहीं जितनी बॉलिंग करेंगे टेक्निक वापस उसी चीज़ पे आएगी, हर बॉल पे वही रिदम रहेगा, तो जितनी मैं बॉलिंग करूँगा उतना अच्छा है।
जब आप सीनियर प्लेयर बनते हो तो एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ती है कि मुश्किल ओवर आपसे कराए जाते हैं, कि पावर प्ले के अंदर आपको करनी होती है, डेथ में आपको करनी होती है। आपको कभी नहीं लगता कि यार एक आध दिन में जस्ट बीच में कर लूँ यार अच्छे सारे?
नहीं, ऐसा एक्चुअली कभी नहीं आता, बट हाँ, आपको पता है आप सीनियर प्लेयर हैं तो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपके पास रहती है, बट आप इतने सालों से वो चीज़ करते आ रहे हैं तो एक आपका एक पैटर्न सेट हो जाता है कि शुरू में, लास्ट में, हाँ वो सबसे डिफ़िकल्ट ओवर है, बट शायद आपको इसलिए चुना गया है क्योंकि आप उस टाइम पे उस टीम में शायद बेस्ट हैं वो करने के लिए। बट हाँ, अगर आप बीच के ओवर डालें वो इजी चीज़ नहीं है, क्योंकि उसके लिए भी आपको एक प्रॉपर प्लानिंग चाहिए होती है, कि यूज़ टू होने वाली बात होती है। कभी कभी जब आप बीच में बॉल डालते हैं तो आपको ये नहीं पता होता कि करना क्या है, क्योंकि आप इतने यूज़ हो चुके होते हैं कि पावर प्ले और लास्ट के ओवर के, तो कहीं ना कहीं वहाँ भी डिफ़िकल्ट रहता है। बट हाँ, पावर प्ले में और बाद में बॉलिंग करना डिफ़िकल्ट चीज़ है।
But not everybody is a born natural genius like Wasim Akram, right? You've seen Wasim Akram.
Yeah.
Can just get up of 6 steps and sort of curl it in.
Michael Vaughan was telling all these stories outside where he said there was one match where apparently he went in, he bowled, he knocked them over. He was, and Yorkshire Lancashire is a big match. And then about after 3 overs, he discovered he was still bowling in trainers. He'd forgotten to put on his spikes. he was just a genius. He would just get up, and I told you, as a 44-year-old Wasim Akram in the nets coming into bowl for Kolkata, just having fun, and Trevor telling him don't bowl to Ian Morgan. His confidence is low. He cannot have a 45-year-old man beating him all ends up. Please don't bowl to him.
Yeah, he's very talented. We played some of those Masters cricket, and same thing, little half sparks, runs in and bowls with immense control. But it's a difficult job for Bhuvi. Up front, power play, no fielders out, you've got to make the play. You want to get the early inroads. And then when everything else has happened, come at the back end and make sure you either sort the game out, bowl those overs that win the game, take you over the line, and it's a pressure situation. So that's why they normally go for the internationally experienced guys to do it, because they feel that they're better equipped. But there's also another point there about his rhythm, and that's what we said. He likes to have overs under the belt so that he feels. It's just like a batsman. Steve Smith was battling when he first came to the IPL. Ajinkya's battled. Now that they feel like they've got their rhythm, that's where they perform at their best.
Yeah, rhythm, much required. And Bhuvi looks like one of those rhythm bowlers. Sorry,
Absolutely.
you adding?
No, absolutely. Rhythm back, and very, very good to see Siddharth Kaul back, because he's a very useful bowler for them. Yeah. Siddharth Kaul is really their death overs bowler, because the problem if they play Sandeep Sharma is Sandeep Sharma can't bowl in the death, because if he gets it wrong, he really goes, because he swings it in the first couple of overs, but if he doesn't get it right, so he's dangerous at that. Siddharth Kaul has far more variety, does far more things for them. So he's more versatile. So now that, you've seen, they've taken a lot of bowling resources, but now it seems to be the business end of the tournament. It's Siddharth Kaul, it's Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and it's Khalil Ahmed. Those are the three they look like they're going to go with now. And that's interesting, because that's what sides do. You keep trying, experimenting, but now, 10 matches down, 11 matches
because
down.
They're in a precarious position. It's not like they're comfortable at all. They're
Not
5-5. And that's this Sunrisers team you thought would be pretty much a shoe-in to, the qualifiers, but they're looking at this and you're going, hang on, man, you expected them to do slightly better than this.
Yeah, net run rate's really good because of some of the opening performances where they've got over the line quickly. But they are. They're in that position where you just, as a team, you're almost just desperate for something to happen, and you get that win, get to 12 points, and then you'll think in the next 3, you should be able to win 1, maybe 2 of them.
Yeah,
and squeak
even if they jag 1 and there's no rain, with that kind of run rate, if they don't lose badly, they're through.
It's like worth an extra point for them.
Scenario.com.
We actually made a mistake last night.
Go
We told you that there was 5 possibilities of people ending up. There isn't 5. We were wrong. There's 6.
No. One second. But 6 teams can end up
6
at 14.
teams can possibly end up on 14. Yes, we do need things to go a certain way.
Oh, I want to. Okay, hang on. This is such a hodgepodge that I have to see the recipe and ingredients of this. Please go ahead, sir.
Well, this is, I think tonight, I'm trying to remember what it was. We have to have Hyderabad win tonight. And then they can go to 12, and then they win one more game.
Calcutta wins everything.
There we go. There it is.
All the best decoding this, guys.
Bangalore win everything.
Bangalore win everything.
Yep.
Chennai. So Hyderabad could win. Bangalore should in good form. The Calcutta win, maybe we're looking a bit too far ahead.
One second, you're looking at the last day of Punjab beating Chennai?
And Delhi needs to lose everything.
Yes, Delhi
And
lose
Mumbai
everything.
need to keep losing, basically.
Oh, I
But
don't
still
know.
possible, you know? You've just come from a superheroes movie where all things are possible.
Anything is possible.
There you go.
Anything is possible. In fact, when you see this movie, you realize anything is possible. This looks easy in front of that. So there you go. That's just to juice it down. But essentially, Delhi and Mumbai need to lose all their remaining games. Bangalore and Kolkata need to win all their remaining games. And then there's a little bit of a hodgepodge over there. And if that happens, 6 teams can finish with 14 points each. That is...
No. So the 2 teams that are left out of this basically are Chennai, who's right at top. Who's the other team who's left out? Could we have that graphic back again? I'm trying to wonder who else is left out.
Okay, let's have a look. So
I
no
think
Chennai
it's Punjab.
and no Rajasthan.
No. So yeah, Mumbai's there, Bangalore's there.
Because Rajasthan can't get to 14 now.
Rajasthan can't get to 14 if they lose.
Oh, they can.
No, if
Oh,
they
hang on. There's another ingredient coming in. Oh, one second.
no,
The
Rajasthan-
entire calculation is gone now. One
So,
of Rajasthan
so
or Bangalore.
Chennai on top, Rajasthan out, 6 teams on 14. That's what's happening.
That's it.
Okay.
I just want to this recipe and to all these ingredients, I just want to add a pinch of salt, perhaps a little more. Hang on one second. Yeah, there you go. Now it's done. All right. So there is obviously a lot of confusion happening right now, but what can happen this weekend? If certain results happen, and this will be an easier recipe for you to follow, you could have 3 teams that have qualified by the end of this weekend. By the end of just 3 games, you could have this.
You could indeed.
Yeah, so if Rajasthan win today, right, and Delhi wins and Mumbai wins their respective games, you could have Chennai, Delhi, and Mumbai having qualified by the time the final week of league starts.
Look, this has been a fairly open tournament like last year. It's been great that we've taken 8 teams right up to this stage, you know. But yeah, I think over the next couple of days, you're going to see things unfold like
No, you
some
know
teams
what?
go.
But tell me something. Listen, we've been doing this long enough, right? You've been here as well a long time. Has it ever happened that 3 teams have qualified with 1 week of league still to be played? It's never.
Not that I remember.
No.
And you wouldn't. You've been there in every one of them.
I think 2. I think I can remember the one season, 2 people just went well ahead.
Yeah.
And
2 did.
a lot of. I can't remember 3. I think you might be right.
Yeah, I can't remember 3. I can't remember 3.
Yeah, last year SRH and CSK both qualified with 1 week remaining.
Yeah.
But it was 2. But it's never happened, and I'm willing to bet my new shoes on it. There you go.
You had to, no? You had to show them.
They've got a gold streak at the back. That's why. See, I'm not supporting any team today. I've gone neutral. I've got a gold streak at the back. Does anyone? Oh, Mumbai has gold in it.
Mumbai has a lot of gold.
KKR has a little
Rajasthan
bit.
has gold. Rajasthan has some
KKR
more.
has
Used to have gold. Sorry, no more gold for Rajasthan. KKR has gold.
KKR has gold. Those 2 teams are not playing today because Shaun just keeps accusing me of supporting teams subliminally. I'm not. I'm neutral. I'm absolutely neutral. I'm so in neutral that if you put me on a slope, I'll just roll down.
All I want to say is we haven't seen your underpants. We don't know what color they are. We don't know what color they are.
Don't lie, Shaun.
Okay,
We're all friends here.
This had to come out. This had to come out.
We're all friends here. It's fine. All right. Well, let's see what the joy factor question is. It's one that strips your brain sometimes. And as you're standing in front of a mirror in underpants and crying, going, I don't know anything about cricket. Hopefully this one will not be that. Over to you, sir.
Yep, absolutely. This is not a really tough one. Here goes. It's from, why is Nick Knights playing out the last ball of a maiden over in a group match in the 2003 World Cup at Cape Town still remembered 16 years later?
By who? By Nick Knight.
Nick Knight remembers it.
Who is it remembered by?
All of us remember it.
I don't remember it.
You remember it. You just don't know it happened with Nick Knight. You remember it.
Do you remember it?
Joy hit me with this question as we were coming on air, and I came up with some wonderful explanation, which he told me is totally wrong.
You want to give it to us?
So, yeah, I thought it had to do with something about qualifying, and if he survived and didn't get bowled out in that over, then that meant that another team went through to the Super 6 stages because of a net run rate. I thought it was something along those lines. Well, why would you play out a maiden?
Yep.
But there was something more significant.
Ooh, there's something more to it.
Sneaky.
Is this one of those essay type answers?
No essay type answer. Great answer. And notice I'm not mentioning the opposition.
Sometimes a quick answer is the best answer.
Okay. Netherlands. That's the answer. Is that the answer?
No, it's not.
Potatoes. I don't know. I'm just panicking now.
But you do realize that every day that Shaun Pollock sits out here, he gives them a hint.
Oh, yeah, he does. Has he given them one today?
Yes.
Was there a hint in there?
He has.
Was it about the underpants? Was that the...
Okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. All right, well, MPL Super Couch, yes, flying by the seat of our pants, yeah, to get to the correct total, guess the correct total with the Sunrisers Hyderabad batting first. They're going to open with Williamson and Warren, I'm telling you that. There's going to be Pandey at 3, Vijay Shankar at 4, and then there's going to be absolute mayhem and carnage at the end of it. I want to see Rashid Khan bat as well. I'm going first. They're going to get 182.
177.
177. Ooh, sandwiching me.
Actually,
Why don't you go 187?
I'm really tempted to go high.
Do it. 187 is a great number.
No Jofra
You'll
there,
get it till 197 then.
No, I'll go 190. I'll give him some space. 190.
190. What about me? I'm in the middle. I'm 182. Chalo, done. 190. So 190, 182, 177. Whoever gets it closest gets to sit on the MPL Super Couch. Is mine today. All right, we'll be back at the end of the 10th over with MPL presents Cricbuzz Combox. That's all we have time for. Right now, it's time for us to disappear.